My name is Scott Horvick. I'm playing Tim in The Cake.
So, Scott, how long has it been since you've been on Theater B's stage? Roughly.
Wow. I have not been on this stage in Moorhead. So the last time I was on stage was at the Broadway Theater Garage for, whatever was a Christmas show we did. Do you remember?
Slice of life.
Slice of Life. It was, yeah, there you go. Last time I was on the Theater B stage was during Slice of Life at the Theater Garage down on Broadway.
So, when you read the script for The Cake, what was something that you found meaningful and impactful about the script?
When I read the script, I was very nervous. The character Tim, there were things about it that made me a little uncomfortable. So I thought it would be a good challenge to want to be a part of it. And as we've been working through the script, there have been certain parts of the script that resonate. The two ladies who are planning on getting married in the show kind of reminds me of my niece and her wife when they got married about 4 years ago. My brother was very excited to to be at the wedding, to celebrate the love of his daughter and her fiance. And her fiance, the parents didn't show up. And one of the brothers who was going to be at the wedding didn't show. So it was, it kind of hits close to home. I think that those relationships are mending, but it's very much life being really reflecting. The show is reflecting what really happens in life.
As a performer specifically, what were some of the challenges that you had to overcome in doing this show? I know that there's the classic Scott Horvick using nails to remember his lines. So did you use the nails technique for your line memorization?
I went and found my 40 Brad nails, and yeah, I was going through to memorize my lines, going through with my nails. That's my process. It's just a way it's a way for me to keep track of that I've actually done this for like a certain amount of times, and then stuff starts to click for me. And my scenes are only with my wife. So Lori, my wife, plays my wife, which is a stretch. But no, I mean it's everyone else's. I think the show is. I mean, it's a nice ensemble piece, but it's really the I think Tim is how can I describe Tim? Tim is a good old boy, so he's that side of the story, and the other thing was accent work. So I'm hoping that my accent is consistent. Takes place in North Carolina, but I think that we've gone with a little deeper South accent for Tim, as he's a plumber and a good old boy, and just working every day, trying to make a living.
Since you and Lori are married in real life, but have also played married characters in previous shows at Theater B, do you find it challenging to not revert to older characterizations of older characters you've played as sort of a shorthand when you get on stage, or does it feel like a new experience every time?
I think that there's a shorthand that Lori and I have when we're playing husband and wife. We've done it several times, but I think that the stories that we've played husband and wife in have dictated kind of how the relationship is. So I hope that we're being true to the story as to how the relationship is for these two characters. It's nice that I lost my train of thought there. I hope that we're being true to the characters when we're playing husband and wife in this show, as I think that we have in other shows that we've done already. All those relationships are different. I think that there's a shorthand that Lori and I have as husband and wife, which is going to be brought into any show that we do. But these characters are I mean, there's similarities and differences between how we are. So I just hope that people can see the relationship and how the relationship changes.
And then final question, what is something that you hope the audiences who come, I can't say the sentence correctly. What do you hope the audiences who come to see the show take away from it?
I hope the audiences who come and see the show get an insight, even if they think that they are familiar with the show, if they're familiar with the themes, that the characters bring something to the table that they hadn't thought of yet. You know, one of the things that we like to do at Theater B is we like people to leave with that, huh, I didn't think about it that way. Or I've never thought about it that way. Or that's kind of a new thing. I need to chew on that for a little bit. And even if it's someone who thinks that they're going to be totally fine with how the themes are and everything that's shot out at them during the show, I think that there's always a different way of thinking about it. I know I went to Jeff Miller had done a show with us here at Theater B when we were downtown, the Sweet New, and it was a trans show. So his character, well, her character was transitioning at the time. His character was transitioning at the time, and I got a chance to see him in a show in the cities, and you know, I kind of thought at that point that I was familiar enough with some issues that trans people have at that time. But one of the things that was brought up in that show, there was a lot of things that were brought up in that show, but one of the things was as a trans man having to deal with like a cervical cancer issue, and those are things that wouldn't necessarily be covered in medical insurance. And so there's always going to be some kind of issue that even if you think you know where things are going, you're going to get an aha moment. So I hope that Theater B gives you an aha moment when you come and see the show.